Hello and welcome to the 8-week lecture on international logistics management. I hope you are doing well so far. I just posted the midterm exam question. It's very easy. You are given a scenario with a rising issue that needs to be solved. And based on the theories that you have learned on the first 5 weeks, create an action plan that is long term and that can solve the given scenario. So, week 7, we had imported a lecture from one of the really, really good professors when it comes to procurement, and he has discussed about the issues on procurement, the challenges on procurement, and especially if you will be working in the procurement division of government offices, it is more challenging than working in the procurement division in private institutions. So, um, the lecture that you had on week 7 that was explaining to you and showing to you what are the possible challenges that you will encounter when you will be working in procurement, and what are the possible methods or strategies to address these issues or to possibly avoid these issues. So right now we will be talking this time on logistics, which means the movement of goods or products or services, and choosing what type of logistics um, that will be more feasible and that is more efficient, that will be faster, and also a logistics choice that is more effective and cost friendly. Okay, so but uh, as we have discussed previously, that the logistics choices before were very challenging, and even the delivery of goods was very challenging because of the lack of technology. But with the influx of technology, the logistics became much, much easier, more efficient, faster, and lesser mistakes. However, there is a big concern amongst people working in the logistics division that will we be replaced by technology one day? These questions keep on rising, although there was like an assurance from most businesses that no, because technology needs human intervention to work, so it needs humans to operate them. So we are still mastering we are still the masters of technology. It's just that um, it will make our work and our lives much easier, but yet because of the almost perfect, I would not say perfect, but the almost perfect um, evolution of machines and machineries and technologies, even with AI, sometimes the job of 3 or 2 persons can only be done by one person. So there is still a threat to employment. Okay, so now let's look at the logistics landscape. So number one, there's like a global reach of logistics. Uh, And there's also the complex networks of logistics, and of course, the evolving dynamics of logistics. So, logistics encompasses the movement of goods across vast distances, connecting businesses and consumers worldwide. And so that's why you have the different methods of or forms of logistics. You have the air, which is the air freight. You have the boats, the massive boats that connects from one island to the other. That's the sea freight. And of course, you have the land logistics, which involves your trains, your cars, your buses, and your trucks. Now, the complex networks, these are the logistics networks, involves intricate collaborations between multiple stakeholders, including manufacturers, suppliers, distributors, and transportation. And I think we discussed this in the previous weeks that If you are in this logistics management business, or if you are in the supply chain management business, you need to be like a movie director or a dance choreographer, wherein all the action has to be timed properly. And you have to make sure that since you time them properly, they will really happen, and they will really um, and people will have to perform as they were told at that certain time. Okay, so when you tell the dancers that at this beat they will turn around, everybody must turn around. At this beat, everybody must leap. Everybody must leap. At this beat, everybody will have to exit the stage. Everybody will have to exit the stage. Otherwise, if one of the dancers do not know the choreography, if one of the dancers do not know the flow of the dance and the dance steps, the whole production, the whole dance number will not look good. It will just look chaos. Okay. The same way with logistics. If you are not going to time everything, and if you are not going to supervise every action of every actor involved to perform as to the time that they should be performing, then it will be chaos. Okay, and this is how it would look like if you do not supervise it, and you do not make sure that things happen and fall into place at the right time. Okay, what will be the scenario? For example, I ordered 1,000 diapers. Okay, because my client, a pediatric hospital, they need 1,000 diapers for their babies by tomorrow. They're running out of diapers. So I called my supplier. Okay, let's just say, for example, I make diapers, but tomorrow I don't think I can make 1,000 diapers by tomorrow. Let's just say, for example, I am a small manufacturer. I have a small factory that makes diapers. I have been a consistent supplier of diapers to this hospital, and unfortunately this hospital forgot to order ahead of time, or maybe someone from their inventory missed on the inventory listing and forgot that they needed to order diapers. Okay, they normally order 500 diapers, and they normally order a week ahead. Now this time, because of the mistake of the inventories officer of that hospital, they forgot to make an earlier order or make an earlier request. So now they are in a dilemma that they needed 1,000 diapers by tomorrow. And because I am a small manufacturer, I can only even produce 500 diapers a week. So let's just say, for example, I asked my people, I asked my staff, I asked my factory workers to stay overnight. That's gonna work overnight. I'm gonna pay you extra for your overtime pay, but still, we can only provide 500 diapers. So what will I do to make my clients happy? I try to contact another factory of diapers if they can supply me the 500 extra, so that in that way I can give all 1,000 diapers to my client. Now, that other factory is in from another state. Let's just say it's in Virginia, and we are in California. Our client is in California. Um, so that Virginia people factory says yes, because they are a bigger, much bigger um, factory. They would tell me, yes, we can supply you diapers, 500, even right now, because they have stocked. And I said, okay, but the problem is I cannot get them right now, because I'm in California, you are in Virginia. It's like a 5 hour flight. Okay, so what are we going to do? Of course, like, they will have to contact whoever their contact is to ship the diapers to me, so that I can receive them by tomorrow, 8 o'clock. And then, but the problem is the next flight. of um, an air carrier would leave at 12 midnight. That's already 3 a.m. in California. Oh, sorry. I mean 3 a.m. in, let's just say it will leave at 3 a.m. in Virginia. That's 12 midnight in California. 5 hours after, it will reach here in California at 5 a.m. That's perfect. Okay. But it will arrive at the airport at 5 a.m. Okay. Once it gets to the airport in California at 5 a.m., it will still take an hour or two for clearance before it can get out of the airport. So let's just say 5 to 7. I need to deliver the diapers at 8 o'clock. So my people, my staff, my vans, my drivers will have to be at the airport so that ready to load the diapers into the trucks or the vans and drive to the hospital to deliver them. Okay. Now, what if one of the actors is not doing his job properly? Okay. What if the airplane, who's supposed to fly at 3 a.m. Virginia time, 12 midnight California time, suddenly had to delay its flight for 30 minutes because of maintenance issue? That means the plane has to be checked for safety. So now the plane will arrive here in California at 5:30 a.m. Since we allotted 2 hours for the merchandise to be checked before it can be released, well, as long as you have the proper documents, I don't think it will take 2 hours, but not definitely less than 1 hour. It should be between 1 hour to 1 hour and 30 minutes. We are still on time. However, if another person, another actor in that logistics system does not perform, let's just say, for example, the person who will check all the merchandise in California before they will be released is late. Let's just say he comes to, instead of arriving to work at 5 o'clock, he arrived 1 hour late, 6 o'clock. Then there goes the chaos because, of course, he will check the other products. He will check other products. If your product comes in first, then that's good. He will check your product the moment he arrives at 6 o'clock. We don't know. He might want to have a bagel or a coffee before he goes checking. So the tendency is your products, the diapers, will be released out of Tom Brady Airport at about 7:30. So by the time that my staff, my drivers, my van carries the diapers, they might arrive to the hospital 30 minutes late, or 15 minutes late, or 20 minutes late. Depends on the traffic. Um, but they're already late. And that will not be good for your customers. That will not be a good impression for your clients. So the complex networks of the logistics, even if you have the machineries, even if you have the technology, you still need people to intervene, right? So that means you still have the actors in the system. So you have to make sure that these actors are working. And how do you do that? That's why we have the trackings. So, and this is how technology is evolving and helping the landscape of logistics, because the airplane, if it might need maintenance check, but with the current technological and advanced gadgets, it would be much faster to do the maintenance check. Okay, even if the person who will check the commodities is comes to work late, if he is running everything by the computer, by the machines, then it will be much faster. In the same way, we can track, and by tracking, we can set the expectations of the clients that, hey, we have the 500 right now, we will deliver it before 8 o'clock. The other 500, we promise we will deliver it by 8:30. And you can perform your promise. Lesser disappointments, lesser expectations, lesser disappointments because of technology. So that's how technology affects and makes your logistics system better. Okay. Evolving dynamics, of course. The logistic landscape keeps on evolving, especially with globalization and all, I've mentioned technological advancements. These will not just increase consumer demands, but it can also increase consumer satisfaction. So the rise of automation and robotics. So automation and robotics are rapidly transforming logistics operations, improving efficiency and reducing costs. Again, as what I've told you, like the jobs of three or four persons can only be done by one person who operates the machineries. So there is still, economically speaking, the advancement of technology and the rise of automation and robotics is not good. It's not a good news for economics because that means um, the jobs are lost. People are not earning. People are not paying taxes. But for many businessmen, the rise of automation and robotics is a very good news because you just have to spend one time big time invest on automation and robots, and then you just only need one person to run everything, and the job of three or four, and so you're like reducing the monthly cost of salary, reducing the monthly cost, and reducing the headache of dealing with employees. So but let's see, let's continue. What are the further effects of the automation and robotics in logistics? So automated guide vehicles, or AGVs, and autonomous mobile robots are replacing human workers in many warehouses, streamlining processes and optimizing workflows. So the use of robots in logistics is expected to continue growing in the coming years, driving further innovation and efficiency. So and this is what I've been telling you, that the job of a three or four persons can now be done by a robot. Okay, because robots work faster. Robots don't get tired. Robots can work overtime without pay, um, and so all you just need is one person to supervise the robots, making sure that the robots are working. So this is not a data. Uh, oh, well, I cannot go back to that one, but the data shows that there is a big demand of technology in logistics because, for number one, it's very efficient. That means it makes the work really, really, really fast. Number two, it's very effective. That means there are lesser mistakes when it's automated or computerized or robots are doing the work. Number three, again, there's lesser issues when it comes to dealing with employees. Number four, it's very, very cost effective because it's just a one time, big time cost. But in the long run, the robots' additional cost would only be the maintenance cost. Okay. Unlike if you have an employee, you will have to pay three, four, five more people extra, and you will have to deal with the stress of dealing with their personal problems if that they could not separate from work. Those things happen. Um, so there is a growing demand. But if you're going to, that's why I said, like, for businessmen, for the owners of the businesses, the rise of automation and robotics is very, very good because it helps them make their production faster. It lessens the mistakes, lessens the cost, and makes more customers happy. But economically speaking, because of the loss of jobs, then it's not a good news for many economists. However, it's not totally a loss of job. Some economists would say it's a displacement of work, and that is now the problem because when there is a displacement of work, there is now like skills that are not maximized. So, for example, if you have an inventory manager who's very good in inventory, because he or she is skilled in conducting inventory, or that person is skilled in conducting warehousing, but because they lost their jobs, because the robots and automated machines came into the picture, these people will have to find jobs somewhere else. And I think the next company that will be hiring them are the companies that make these robots. Because if there is a higher demand for these robots, then the company who makes these robots should make more, increase production. And again, you need human intervention. So they will now be displaced. Their work will now be displaced, so they can still have jobs. They still pay taxes. They still earn money. They can still provide for their family. However, their skills in inventory management or their skills in warehousing will no longer be maximized because they will be working for the robot factory. Okay, those are just like the issues that I want you guys to be aware of. The Internet of Things and sensor technology. So, IoT devices and sensors are revolutionizing logistics as well by providing real time data on inventory levels, vehicle location, and environmental conditions. This data enables proactive management, optimized routing, and improve inventory control, leading to greater efficiency. That is why your barcodes are very important because your barcodes will make the job easy and faster. So, when people they just scan the barcode, tit, tit, and then it will show where this package goes to, what's inside this package, when should this package be delivered, if this package has, if like if it has something that can spoil, so it should be delivered with priority. So all those information will come out with just one scan instead of like reading and finding all this necessary information in the box written on the manifesto or the document. um, but with just one scan, they will know everything. And because of that, the process of checking and double checking, even triple checking before things are being loaded into the trucks or vans where they will be delivered, the process of checking, double checking, and triple checking will be very, very easy and fast just because of scanners. You know, the sensors. Just imagine if you're on a flight. If we do not have those scanners for our bags, or if we do not have those scanners, body scanners, just imagine how long will it take you to get across the security checkpoint before you can get onto your flight if there were no internet operated scanners. Just imagine if the security people, the what do you call this one? The airport transit security administration, something. If what if they will manually open your bag, manually check your things inside your bag, close it, give it back? Just imagine how long will it take. So with these scanners, things are becoming faster and easier. Okay. Now, what about blockchain for supply chain transparency? So blockchain is a technology that is highly used in many banks right now, especially with the movement of money. Okay, so do we have blockchain in supply chain and logistics? Yes, we do. And how does blockchain help? Number one, immutability and traceability. So blockchain's tamper-proof nature creates an immutable record of transactions, enhancing supply chain transparency and accountability. So this is also how blockchain helps. And if I don't know if you have experienced this, but here in the United States, there are a lot of scammers, and they would scam you from buying their products and asking you to make a down payment. And then, if as soon as you make a down payment, they will show you a proof that they already sent the product via USPS or UPS or FedEx or DHL. And you would think that the product would arrive, but 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, even months after, the product did not arrive. And when you tried calling the seller of that item, you cannot contact the seller anymore. You have been scammed. However, with the presence of blockchain, you can actually demand for the actual um, document, the shipping document, before you make a down payment. And when you look at the shipping document, and you look at the tracking number, or the tracking barcode, again, blockchain will make it immutable. That means it cannot be tampered. So if they just edited something and made a random barcode, or if they edit, or did if they just came up with a fake tracking number, it will show that the seller is lying to you, so you don't need to make a down payment. So it helps people, it protects people from scams, okay, because of the tamper proof nature of blockchain technology. So of course, the product origin verification, consumers can track the products from their origin with confidence, their authenticity, okay. Now, augmented and virtual reality in logistics. What is this? So, AR and VR technologies are also revolutionizing the training, the warehouse optimization, and customer experiences. So, AR overlays digital information onto the real world, enhancing workers' tasks, while VR creates immersive simulations of training and product visualization. So, that is how you can now see. I mean, if you're going to go to these big logistics companies and warehousing companies, they might give you a tour of the warehouse. They might give you a tour of the actual areas of operation. But before you go to these areas, you have already been trained. And there is a virtual reality training where you can actually see and practice, you simulate. Um, so in that way, by the time that you will be set onto the floor for the actual work, you will not be a liability, or you will not distract the operations, because you already know what to do, and you already practice how to do it, e- even if you're not there, because you had a virtual reality training. Okay. What about autonomous vehicles and drones? Yes, okay. Automated delivery, of course. Autonomous vehicles can operate without human drivers. You can see them right now, right? Um, even the food robots. So they're very quite popular here in Los Angeles. There's these food boxes with wheels, and they are operated by robots. They will pick up the food from the restaurant, and then they will just deliver it to the client. That is amazing. Automated delivery. Even the Jaguar, what do you call that car? Um, that doesn't have a driver. So see, you can just, again, the work of people are being replaced by technology. But of course, lesser mistakes, because technology, whatever you input in technology always follows. So if you give the right address, the right name of the person, the right passcode, it will definitely bring it to the address straight without any mistake. And of course, it's faster because robots don't get tired. They can run as fast as they can. Cars, like automated cars, can run as fast as they can. um, Unlike with humans, humans have to be tired too. So so it's also cost effective in that way. What about the drones? The drones, I'm not sure how drones are really giving impact to logistics management. So drones are becoming, according to here, drones are becoming increasingly popular in logistics for surveillance. That's very good for area. For last mile delivery and area surveillance, they can access hard to reach areas and deliver packages quickly and efficiently. I haven't seen a package being delivered by a drone yet. But of course, I have seen a warehouse that is so large that they have drones doing area surveillance. Optimizing last mile deliveries, so route optimization. In that way, see if that, with AI, and even with Waze, even with Google Maps, you make the delivery really, really fast. Unlike before, just imagine. if you're a mailman in the 50s and 60s, or if you're a delivery man in the 50s and 60s, you are given the address. You don't have GPS, you don't have Wise, you don't have Google Maps. Oh, Jesus Christ, how long can it take you to find the address and the person where will be delivered? So the delivery scheduling takes longer. Sometimes if you are asking for a food to be delivered, the food will just get spoiled before it gets to you. So, um, and of course, like enhancing inventory management, when everything is recorded in the computer, you just have to scan in, then it's on the record, scan out when it's delivered, when it's out for delivery, and whoever is delivering it will scan, accepting it. And when he delivers it to the door, he will also scan. Everything is just scanning, and it will show there what time did the product arrive in the warehouse, what time did the product leave the warehouse, what time did the product get delivered to the destination. And so with scanners and barcodes and all these, you can now see how fast you are delivering, so you can make a forecasting that, oh, we can actually one person can actually deliver more than 20 boxes in 8 hours. So yes, we can accept more clients this time, because if we are paying our deliverers 8 hours, and then what will he do when he after 3 hours, when he already delivered all the 20 boxes? And it's easy to trace where the product went. It's easy to trace where is the product. Like, you can you will have no problems. And some inventory um device, like applications, they will set alarms. I have seen an inventory app made by my friend's company, wherein they will make alarm if so every time they pull out a product from their storage room, they have to scan out and then scan in. So there are two scanners. One is for scanning. So every time you bring a product in, you scan those products in. And every time you take those products out, on the left hand side, you scan those products out. So the scanners will give you the numbers of, let's just say, for example, milk. If you scan in 20 milk today and you scan out 2 milk today, so the inventory will automatically show you 20 milk came in, 2 came out, you only have 18 left. Okay. Now, if you put your app to give you an alarm or a warning if there's only 5 left. So let's just say the next morning, 2 were scanned again, so 17 left. In the afternoon, 2 were scanned out again, so there's like 15 left. And then the following day, 3 were scanned out, 4 were scanned out. Now, by the time that you keep scanning out, if the inventory app will notice or identify that there's only 5 bottles of milk left, it will alarm that time to buy milk. So see, there's real-time inventory tracking, and you can forecast when to buy, when to refill, because of AI and technology in logistics. So here, now the role of artificial intelligence in AI, 90% efficiency boost. That means much faster. 30% cost reduction. That means, well, you spend a lot of money investing on it, but once you already have those machineries, once you already have those robots and automations, of course, you don't need a lot of people to work for you anymore. So you're cutting costs on the labor. And 70% data insights. The only challenge now, if in logistics, if everything is automated, or if everything is computerized, or technology, is the cybersecurity, because that means all the data, all the information, everything is in your software, or in your data system. Okay. Now, in your data storage system. Now, if it only takes one very, very, very good um, what do you call this one? Hacker to hack the system. Once that hacker gets into your system, boom, that can create chaos in your system because that is what hackers do, right? Sometimes they get paid to hack into the system to destroy you. They get paid by your competitor, or sometimes they do that on purpose so that they will, um, hold your data storage system for ransom. Like, oh, if you pay me $5 million, I will fix it and I will leave your data storage system. That's what happened to the casinos last year. A hacker came in, hacked their system, turned off most of their electricity, even their elevators are not working, their check-in computers are not working, their financial computers are not working, the computers that manage and handles and maintains the slot machines and the gambling machines, they were all being hacked. Now the hacker demanded a $500 million payment. After that, he will say he will leave the system and the system will go back to as it is. So the casinos had no choice but to do that. They paid him 500 million. I don't know what happened. And when their systems came back, they built a more secured cybersecurity. So this is the only challenge when you make everything automated. Okay, the the risk of cyber hacking. Okay, we already discussed this one: sustainable logistics and green technologies. Of course, if you're going to make a car, it should be carbon footprint friendly, all this stuff. So now the future of logistics, when it comes to the presence of technology and the continuous evolution of technology, this is what you will expect. There is now hyper automations. That means a lot will be automated and a lot will be very dependent and reliant on just the push of the button or with AI or with computers. Sustainable practices, of course, like, yes, since we will be using a lot of technology, you would expect that too much technological advancement would also result to too much carbon footprint. So, of course, you don't want the world to die. You don't want Mother Nature or Mother Earth to die soon just because you invested a lot on technological use for your logistics and supply chain business. So, what are you going to do? You have to make sure that these technologies that you use are sustainable and eco friendly. um, Data-driven decisions will be, of course, you will have a real-time data analysis. It would be easy to make decision making, easy to make problem solvings, um, because you have the data just right. Everything, all the data is right in front of you. Okay, unlike before when you do things manually, there was no technology. If you want to deliver milk from the cows of Solvang down to Los Angeles, you would say, okay, it will take 1 week for the milk to arrive because that's the normal time for the milk to arrive being delivered by a stagecoach, like a horse driven carriage. And then you don't know, like, you cannot tell what's the weather is like up there versus the weather down here. So if the coach does not arrive in 5 days, you have nothing in control. You are not in control. You don't have the power. All you will just have to do is wait for the stagecoach to arrive, hoping that the milk is still of good quality. Okay, unlike now, your decisions you can make decisions faster, you can solve problems faster because you have the real-time data available right in front of you. And of course, when you have the real-time data right in front of you, when you can easily solve problems and make decisions to resolve the issues, it would increase to what? Increase customer satisfaction and increase customer happiness, and that's what's customer-centric focus. So conclusion: embracing the technology revolution. So, the logistic industry is undergoing a profound transformation driven by cutting edge technologies. We should embrace this because it makes our business earn more by cutting the cost. Um, lowering down the mistakes, increasing effectiveness and efficiency, and increasing transparency and even sustainability. So technology it is, but hopefully, but again, as I've said, technology will never run without human intervention. So there will still be human employment, maybe not as much as needed, not many are needed, but still human employment will still be needed. Well, that's it for this week's lecture on technology and logistics management. I hope you learned something and I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much.